Hi everyone, it's Sunday afternoon and I'm just coming by to work on my journals and share some with you and hopefully have a few visitors. Everybody's welcome and I'm just going to continue working on my projects that I have right now, which are two farm journals. And so far I have done my covers, pretty much finished, and I've done the insides. I'm working on the signatures and all of the ephemera that go in them. And as you can see, it's going to be a full book with a 2-inch spine once it's finished. So come on in. And if you're visiting later, I'm glad for you to visit. And right now I'm going to start making some what I call edgies, which are really clusters that go down the side of a page. So I'm going to cut out a few things and then I'll do some mass producing, which makes things go a lot faster. So I'm just cutting these apart so that I can use some of the parts for the clusters. It's kind of a cloudyish day today, but it's warm and breezy. Yesterday we had storms in the morning and the afternoon was pretty nice. So it's been a pretty nice weekend. So I'm just cutting this page apart so I could use all the different colors on with what I'm getting ready to do. And I think I need to turn off a light. So let me do that because it's glaring so badly. I think that's better. Okay, so this is a paper grouping of papers that I got from my friend Nettie. She sent me to use, and I really like them. So I'm using them quite a bit in both journals. There'll be a lot of things in the journals that match, and then a lot of things that aren't exactly the same. So that's just a good way, I think, to do it if I'm making more than one at a time. So I've got a few things here to use for backgrounds and what have you. And before I even do anything else with that, I'm going to make some book pages to use as backgrounds. So let me pull some of that out. And somewhere. Here's one. I'll just use this dictionary. Actually, I would just as soon do this with a knife. So it's been a busy week. It's going to be a busy week again. I say it's a busy week when I have to do anything outside the house. Because I like to stay home and play. So I'm going to color some of these pages for backgrounds before I do anything else. And I'm just going to use some paints to do that with. And I'm going to use watercolors for Tao for this. And I'm doing all different colors because there are all different colors in these journals. I just put this piece of plastic down because it's easier to clean than my cutting mat. And the paintbrush helps. I'll start with some orange. Throw a little bit of extra water on the side. And I'm just scribbling it on. It doesn't even have to be full coverage or anything. I just scribble it on, and I'm mostly interested in the middle third because the sides are going to be folded. I'll just do a couple of each colors. I'm not sure how many of these I need, but I'm going to be doing them all about the same. They'll have different ephemera stuff on them, but you know, they'll be the same style is what I'm trying to say. And I don't worry about getting it all the way to the end usually because I usually tear the ends off. And it'll dry pretty quickly. Hi, Janet and Julie and Mary Lou. I guess Tanya finished over there. Was liking her little book that she was working in. So I'm still working on my journals. The covers are done. The inside covers are done. The signatures the papers are put together, and I've even done a little bit on some of the embellishments that go inside. And so now I'm working on these clusters that I call edgies because I put them on the edges of the pages. And I'm just making up some backgrounds with some watercolor. Let's see. I'm just slapping it on there because it's just going to be it's just for color for the background. And I'm doing different colors because there's going to be a lot of different colors in the book. So it's not just a one color scheme. You know what I mean? Glad to see you all. I was talking earlier about last week's stream and how many views it has and how I know it cannot possibly be correct. There's no way. So I've been laughing about that all week. Every time I checked it, there was like 300 or 400 more views. Oops. Everybody have a good weekend, I hope, so far. We've had company and been out to dinner with friends and all kinds of stuff this weekend. I'm not crazy about that green. Put a little blue in there so it's not so bright. Looks more teal than it does green. Hi, Dixie. We had 7 kids under 11 and under here yesterday with their mom and dad all day with 2 dogs. And they don't have a dog, so they were pretty excited. It was pretty rowdy around here all day. I think they had a good time, which that's what we wanted. So we got to go ride the side-by-side out in the sand dunes at the state park that's near us. So they were pretty excited. I think they were more excited about the dogs than anything. Oh my goodness. One more, and that's all I'm going to do. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should do a blue. No, I think I'll just stick with the ones I've got. Colors I've got. That's 3 colors. That should be enough. I mean, they don't go on every page, so. Okay. So let's get to the bottom with the ones I did first because they'll be drier. Yellow, orange. Hi, Nettie. Nettie Spaghetti. So then I just fold these in thirds. I don't measure or anything, just, so they're about in thirds. And hit them with the glue stick just to hold them together. I think this glue stick is about done. So I'll fold all these up and then I can lay them out and get started with the pieces. They're still a little bit wet, but they'll be okay. Let's see, Nettie Spaghetti. You mean besides me or just me? And I don't know where that came from. That just came out of my mouth. So, you know what I'm saying? I might never say it again. I got to watch a little bit of Anne this morning. Got to watch a little bit of Tanya when I got back home. That's about it. I'm going to have to go back and replay everything else that was going on today. Oh, does she really? Well, I guess I can't say that anymore then. I'll be her be her special name for you. See, these just give enough color to get something to work off of to start with, and the colors will blend throughout the journals and make it look kind of cohesive because they're all made starting out the same. Oh, thanks, Queen Bee. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hi, Carol. Welcome, everybody. Carol, I'm still working on my farm journals. And I'm going to make a bunch of clusters go on the edge of my pages. I really do like those. And they're fun to make, too. And after I get some of those done, then I'm going to, if I have time, I'm going to go back into one of the journals and do some things that need to be glued in. Some pockets and stuff like that. I know what you mean, Queen Bee. I think a bunch of people have had a rough month. I'm pretty fortunate. Things usually go along fairly smoothly around here. Of course, all of our parents and aunts and uncles and what have you are gone now. We're actually on my husband's, well, both families, my husband's family and my side of the family, we're both the elders, the elders in the families now. Oldest brother, oldest sister. So it doesn't really mean anything, but it's fun to say. But what I was getting at is we don't have, too many major illnesses to deal with or sick parents. It's getting to the point where we're the ones now. But we're not too badly there yet. We're still functioning, all of us. Ooh. I've been wanting to go somewhere, Nettie, but I don't know where. Just holding out till October, I guess. For the big trip, hopefully. See, we don't get to go if we don't have enough people sign up. Because then there's no reason for us to go, since my husband is the group leader. If there's no group, then there's no need for us to go. So I'm hoping people sign up to go. I think they're all spending their money on the Alaska trip. Excuse me. Okay, there are all those. They're still a little damp, but not bad. So I've got 12. 4 of each color. So I'm going to lay them out and get some stuff out of the way. And this is the other thing I do at the top, because I don't like this edge up here. Even if you go all the way to the end, it's still like a blank edge. So I always just rip it off. Depending on what size they are, I save them. I probably won't use these because they're small. And sometimes I have bigger pages and I rip off a bigger piece, and then they can just be used for regular clusters. I've done videos on this process before, but it's part of it, so I'm putting it in again. This yellow almost looks like a dirty pale green. I kind of like it. And this was a paperback Webster's Dictionary. So it's a good, the porosity of the paper is really good to soak up the color. Hi, Kimberly and Anne. I don't think I better, let's see, where have I got this on? I never know if I'm on live or what, because I think it goes to it automatically. Guess it does. So when I'm done with all of these, that will go a long way at filling some of my pages with something interesting. And it gives room on the page. There's still plenty of room to journal for journaling. So it's a good way to spice up the page, but still have room for journaling because it's a journal. I like to leave room for journaling because that's the kind of journal it is. Okay, so just kind of squish these all together. Ta-da. Oh, I better turn them right side up because then I get excited if they're not. My brain just works that way. Now, we're all right side up. So then the next step is to build up because they're clusters. So I'm going to build them up with different colors and different papers. So they won't look exactly alike, but they'll be similar. Now, if you've watched me do much of anything, you will know that I like to use black. Today, instead of using all just solid white paper, I'm going to use this because it's part of the paper pack. And I'm going to tear, or try to tear. And I like to tear the dark part so that, well, and some of the other parts too, they don't have to be very wide, so you really can use a lot of scraps. And I'm not going to use this on all of them. I think I'll maybe do like, sometimes I like to put them on opposite pages so they look like a set. So I think I'm going to do two. Let's see, what am I going to do? Two of each. Two of each color. And that way I'll have, nope, that's not going to work. Let's see. I'll do two that match so that, well, I don't know why, just because I like the way it looks. Hi, Dorothy. So I like to make them a little bit curved. Look at this side, a little bit curved and a little bit uneven so they don't look all the same. And I usually don't like the white center, the white middle of the paper showing, so I'm going to rip some of that off. You can cover it up with ink, but you still see the big, wide, fuzzy white stuff, and I don't like that. I used to always want that part to show, but now I don't. People change, I guess. That had a lot on it, so I just took some of that off. Okay, so I have 3 signatures in each book. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So each book, and I'll just do it. 3 signatures in each book. I don't know if that's the right way to think about it. Let's see. I think. I'm still going to do 2. of each color. And then I'll just figure it out later. Am I missing anybody? See, Ann. Oh, there's Becky. Becky, I thought you were. Oh, you just got home. That was quick. It's a nice quick trip. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of time, you know, visit and check on people. Okay, there's two of that one, and then two for this one. And these pieces don't really have to be the whole length. And you'll see what I mean when I start layering them. Get a drink. Oh, yeah, he's on that crazy shift. I feel so sorry for him. How you feeling, Becky, after your ordeal yesterday? Let's see. I got some really pretty papers here. Let's see what we want to use. That'll work. I like that. Some of this is shiny. I don't really want the shiny. I got to remember that it's a farm theme, so I don't want to get too crazy with other themes. This is off of a sunflower package of paper, but it's got some good colors. For backgrounds, you know. And I can definitely use these sunflowers. Oh, good. Yeah, that water, if you don't drink it, you gotta drink it. Sometimes I have to make myself remember. And I don't care if these aren't all alike, it doesn't make any difference. But they'll look, the style will look the same. That's what I like to, I really want to use that, but it's shiny too. I don't think I will. Trim this down with the trimmer. See, I can't go very big because I only have a wide, this is like 1.5 inches wide, so I kind of have to stay within that area for the most part. But I can certainly cut it like this. You can still tell that that's a sunflower and use it that way. Hey, PM Artist Studio. Good to see you. I didn't get to watch any of your stuff this week, so I have to catch up. everything looked really exciting. I just didn't get to do it, but I will. Like that. Okay, so we got sunflowers. We got these. And we gotta have some other stuff, which I have up here. Let's see what I got. I can't remember which of it's. Well, I don't need to get to that yet. First, I gotta do this part. So. Tear, tear, tear. This is mostly tearing. So. Okay, I will watch that. I gotta be running on like crazy the next 2 days, and then after that I can settle down for a bit. I've been putting off going to the chiropractor, so I gotta do that tomorrow. I think I have a haircut Tuesday. I'm not sure. I think that's what I'm doing. It's not like I really need one. My hair's, not that long to start with. See, I don't like how this looks with this rounded end, so I'm gonna make that a little pointier. I like it better. I don't know why. I can't really tell you, but it just looks better to me. This is a good way to use up scraps too, leftovers, and because you can use little pieces. If you want to use a piece for a background and it's not long enough, I just tear it in half in the middle and glue one piece to the upper part and one piece to the bottom. So like I would take, if this wasn't long enough, I'd take this and tear it in the middle and place that piece at the top and then place this piece at the bottom. So it looks like it goes all the way behind it. And just fake it. Let's see what else we got here. Dogs barking upstairs. I don't have any girls here this week though, just little dogs. Okay, I'm gonna lay these up here out of the way. What else? I might still have to get out some, not enough black to suit me, to get out some black, regular black, just a touch. I'll get these started first and then do some of those different ones. Okay, so once I start getting a little stack of stuff, I can start moving them around to get them the way I want. I don't like that. To get them started. So that way they don't get all blown around and whatever. I think this one, see, you could tell there's not enough contrast in here. So I could take some more black and put it over here, you know, and that would really do something for it. But I'm going to see what else I can use because I don't want them to look all exactly alike. I'll move these for a minute till I get to them. That way I have more room. And these two pieces are, and you have to remember they have to fit your journal. Yeah, they fit. And these will also be inked before they're done. So they'll still have a little bit more contrast than they do just look at them like this, but they're still going to need some more layers. Just the beginning. Now on this one, I don't need, I want a little piece, so I can put a little piece up here. And I can just put this down here. That way, if I can get in the right direction, that way I'm not really using up a lot of paper, but I'm getting a little bit more of a bang for it. So if you just looked at that, you really wouldn't, you would think that was a whole piece. So I can do it like that and stretch my paper a little bit. Because, you know, sometimes when you're using scraps, which I wasn't using scraps for most of this, but so far, but sometimes when you're using scraps, you just need a little tiny more piece to make it look the way you want it. So you can do it like that. And I try to keep in my mind that, yeah, this is going to be inked, so it's going to show up a little bit more, but, you know. And then once I get this layer done, I go to the next layer and find what's going to go there. I definitely don't like that, so I'm going to turn it around and put it on this side. I don't like that big swooped out part. I'll just hide it with another little piece. Thanks, Julie. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for coming, everyone. Appreciate it. Now, this piece is way too blunt. Look at how it's shaped. It just looks like an old fat potato to me, so I don't want that. I need to change that. So I'm just going to, I'm going to go here. Make this a little bit more interesting up here. And that's still too much to suit me. I'll come over here. Try this. It's better, but I'm not totally happy with it. Oh, because of this, probably, or partly. Okay, now, I want to find, before I go farther, I want to find what I'm going to use as my accent piece. Oh, those are too small. I mean, too big. Would have been cute, but they're too big. Big's too big. Here's a rolling pin. Might work. Let's see, I might as well make these alike because they're going in separate places. Going in two different books. I think I'm already using that somewhere else, so I'm going to use this. Oh, these are cute. Okay, I like those. I have so many roosters and chickens. I'm trying to add some more things so it doesn't look overpopulated. I guess that's the way to say. I like these little cows. We might use them. Okay, let's see what we got here. This rolling pin. Now, I still need something, and it might end up being lace. Might end up being lace if I can find. Or maybe some cheesecloth. Yeah, don't like that. Don't like that. What else? Nope. Well, not sure what I want. Not sure what I want. Aha. You gotta have contrast or it just doesn't work. Thanks, Nettie. So let's see. I think with that black in there that it would be better, but I don't like it much, so. I like that better. Leave him here for a minute. I'll leave him there for a minute. See, those two are similar. I like this little pumpkin, and I like this idea, and I have more of that stuff, so let's see what I got. Look at this. Yep. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rip the top and the bottom so it doesn't look quite so pristine. These are going to be what I call edgies. And they go on the edge of the page. They're like big clusters. And they go on the edge of the page to give it a little bit more interest and sometimes even to strengthen the page or just, however, for whatever reason. Just because I like them mostly. But I call them edgies because that's where I use them. They can also be used for belly bands. So these are going in my farm journals. Okay, I like that. I like that red on top of that orange. And I'll do this one the same way. And since I have 2 journals I'm working in, I can do, similar ones that I don't have to think as much. I think once and do twice. Works for me. Now, the other thing I might do, I'm thinking I might put a black mat around these little things and make them really pop out. Okay, so I like that, I like that, I like that, I like that. Now let's see this guy. He's green. Oh, maybe this bright green. I don't know if that'll work or not. These are 2 of my favorite colors together. Bright green and turquoise. I'll work on that one. I think I'll work on both of them. Rinse, repeat, right. Yeah, they do work good for that, Janet, for gel prints. I use those a lot. I'm wondering if I had any right here to show you. I have a box of stuff, but I don't know what's in it. The finished stuff. Yeah, I like that. I like this. And I think I am going to add the pop of black behind the little things. Now, see this, if I just put this straight together like this, that looks pretty boring. I mean, I see a little bit here and a little bit there. What I'd rather do is move one up and one down so you see more of the green. And it doesn't look as hectic, I guess is a word to use. And then put that on. And because this is so long, I can just tear it off, tear some of it off. Because I said I could. There we go. Same thing over here. Now, obviously, you can make these wider or any size you want, or thin or narrower, any size you want. This size just seems to work well for what I like to do. So I usually fold unless it's a really big page. But if it's just a regular, just a regular book size page, I fold them in thirds, fold it in thirds. And this is a great way to use your roll-off papers. It's really a great way to use your roll-off papers. And I do them on book pages too, so, they're not that thick and you can still use it. Because sometimes these can get kind of thick, depending on what you put on them. So try not to make them too thick. Now I still need to ink these before they get glued down. And here's 6. I have 6 more to make, but they're going to look totally different from these. I mean, they'll be the same style, the same process, but they'll look different, even though the backgrounds are the same colors. So let's see, before I do anything else, I need to do the black stuff. So So what I'm going to do, still going to keep this together. Just take this out. This has already been fussy cut to a certain extent. I'm just going to leave the white outline. A lot of times I trim it out, but I kind of like the way it looks, and it'll be a good contrast with the black that I'm putting behind it. So I'm just going to cut out this big white piece and then glue this on. Just refilled my glue bottle, so I hope it's not too runny. It's runny for sure. For goodness sakes. I'm carried away, girl. The new bottle of glue I got is a lot runnier than normal. I've shaken it and stirred it and every other thing, and it helps, but I don't know why it's so runny. I didn't get it when it was cold or anything like that, unless it had already been that way before it came to me. I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and do all of these. I think you get a lot more done if you do things this way. If you know that you have to make a bunch of these, just do a bunch of them at the same time. And a lot of times when I'm getting really high on little digis and little ephemera, I'll do this just to get rid of it. And then I'll have a whole bunch of them already done. Sometimes I don't put the final piece on so that it's fairly generic. And that way when I need something, I'll have it. But usually I'm in the middle of a project, so I kind of know what needs to go on it. And this way I can just cut around all of these at the same time. And then that part will be done and they can be all glued together. Oh, this glue is really runny. Yeah, it still works. Bye, Carol. Thanks for coming by. Oh, is Tanya here? I didn't see her. I still don't. I appreciate y'all coming. Did you hear what I was saying earlier about my views on last week's video? I don't get that many views usually, like 100 or so normally, or less than that. So when I looked at the views the day after, I guess on Monday probably, I had like 300 and something views. And I thought, what? That's really strange. So I was kind of like, what in the world's going on, So I looked at it the next day and it was 600 and something. I looked at it that evening, it was 700 and something. Now it's over 1,000. So I know there's a mistake somewhere. Something's not right. But if that's what they wanted to say, then I guess it'll say that. Who am I to complain? If I put my videos in order according to popularity, if I sort them that way, then it puts it in the slot right in the mid 100, or like around 120 or something like that, which is, I could see that. But 1,200? No, I don't think so. They'll probably hear me now and go change it. I was laughing about that all week. Every time I looked, there'd be 200 or 300 more. I'm so thirsty. We had Chinese for lunch today. It was pretty good. Sorry, I hope you didn't hear me gulping. Thought I had these cut out well enough, but I guess I didn't. Just need a little bit. Do y'all like the fussy cut or not? I kind of like it. I usually, when I print out a lot of digitals, I'll sit down and I have this great big Tupperware bowl, one of those big old yellow Tupperware bowls. It's huge. And I put that in my lap, and then I get my cutting stuff and just cut it all in the bowl. So all the scraps fall in the bowl. Before you know it, I've got them all cut. Wow, this glue's thin. We're not thin, really. It just is runny. That doesn't make sense, does it? Alrighty, so here's this one. Should have cut that middle out. Oh well, it'll be all right. I had so many roosters. And I didn't even have that many chickens. I had so many roosters. I love roosters anyway. They're all roosters are in my kitchen. But I thought, wow, I need to get some other stuff. It's not a rooster journal. It's a farm journal. So I went looking for some more things. That's kind of part of the fun, is looking for the stuff. I have some lifetime memberships to a couple places, so they're all paid for. I can use them as much as I want. So that's where I go looking. Not to move your scissors. Hi, Teresa. Yep, that's true. Oh, smarty pants. I had some buttered shrimp. Boy, was it good. But it was very, very rich. And I probably ate too many of them. Okay, here's the last one for now. Now I guess what we'll do, we cut again. But it won't take as long. Excuse me. So I'm just going to I'm not going to get real detailed with this layer. I just want enough to make it pop out. I'm really thinking about putting a pop-up in here. A little pop-up of a farm. I have to go study the directions again. I've done it once, but I'm going to have to go look at directions again. I think there's a different way I'm going to do it this time. I thought it'd be cute to have one in the back of each book. It's a little farm pop-up or something like that. I'm not sure what exactly. I wanted some scarecrows. I cannot see. There's black scissors on this black paper. I wanted some scarecrows, but I can't really find any that I like. I found plenty, but they're mostly cartoons type things, you know. So now this will, see how much more that will pop out on there. Still needs something else behind there, I think. It needs something there. I'll have to see about that. Probably, maybe some of this. No, it's not enough. It's just not enough. No, don't like that either. Oh well, we'll continue with this and think about that. Can't jump into things. Gotta think. Think about them sometimes. Sometimes. I'd do this a lot faster if I could see better. Gonna have to go get my eyes examined again. Sure is quiet upstairs. I wonder if they all went outside or what they're doing. Sleeping? I know the dogs are still tired. After all those kids left yesterday, the puppy, she jumped up on my lap. And usually she jumps on my lap and then crawls up to my head, you know. But she jumped up on my lap, actually between my legs on the bottom of the recliner, on the foot part of the recliner. And she didn't even go any farther. She laid down right there between my legs, her head plopped down, and she was asleep. She was exhausted. Oh. But they had fun with those kids. They didn't know how to act. Used to just us being here. And we're kind of quiet and old creepy people, you know. Hi, Riri. Did I miss anybody else? Let's see. I haven't been watching very well. Teresa, Nettie, Riri, Julie. Yeah. But it was so cute. I mean, she just passed out. I don't think she even took a breath before she was asleep. Yeah, they're outside because I hear them jumping on the glass of the door. Excuse me. I was going to alter a dress for a gal at church. She was going to bring it this morning so I could see how it fit. And I don't mind doing it, but I wasn't real excited about doing it because I got a lot to do this week and she needs it by Saturday. So she came up to me and she says, "Oh my gosh, I forgot to call and tell you that I don't need the dress because I decided it's too much altering for you to have to do. I'm just going to send it back." I said, "Well, what are you going to do?" She said, "I'm going to wear a dress I already have." And I said, "Oh, good." Oh. I wasn't sorry at all. I didn't mind a bit. I'm going to finish cutting these little things out. And, well, I guess I'll finish making these 6 pieces. And then if I have time, I'm going to go into the journals and work on some things inside there. I haven't stitched the signatures in yet because I wasn't sure about some things, if I wanted to add more to the signatures or what, so I'm kind of waiting on that. These gourds. I used to do gourd art. I made chickens and birds out of gourds, and bowls and baskets and different purses, different things. And it just got to where I couldn't handle the dust. It can be very toxic because it has, it often has mold in it. When you open them up on the inside, it'll be a little bit moldy and all dried up and powdery. And even with wearing a respirator, it was hard on me. So I kind of had to quit doing that. I still have one box of really nice canteen gourds to make purses out of, but I might end up making them into yarn bowls. I think that would be interesting. And these come from Welburn Gourd Farms, and they have really nice, I mean, the gourds are more than a quarter of an inch thick on the inside. I worked with some that were like paper thin, but these are nice gourds. And they're all about the same size, and they would make really nice yarn bowls. So I'm thinking about doing that instead of purses. You getting hungry? I'm not. All that Chinese food's just kind of sitting there in my stomach. Just thirsty though. Can't get enough water. I love a big glass of iced tea, but that'll just make me more thirsty. Might make some tomorrow. I don't make it at home much anymore. We used to, oh my gosh, we went through gallons of tea at one time, but I hardly ever even make it at home. I get a lot of times when we go out to eat, so I get it there, but we used to just drink it so much. We didn't drink hardly any coffee. We still don't drink that much coffee. We both have a big mug every morning, but other than that, we don't drink coffee throughout the day. It's 8:06 a.m. Gee, Julie, you better get up. I never drank coffee until, I'm going to say about maybe 20 years ago. That's all they had where I worked was coffee. So I either brought something with me or I started drinking coffee. Now I kind of like it. Okay, so I have an idea to add lace to these, but just on the edge. Let's see, where's a good lace? I have a hanging thing up here, a circular dealie that has all my trims hanging on it. Just looking for one that'll work pretty well. Yeah, this one will work. This looks cute. Put some lace down the side. I think that's all it's going to need. Just to punch it up a little. Yep, that'll do it. So I can put this on the other edge of the page and actually have the lace stick over the edge. That looks cute on the edge of the pages sticking out. Sydney. I've always thought I'd like to go to Australia and visit. My girlfriend just came back from the Smoky Mountains. She went with a group of ladies riding up through there on their motorcycles. And she told me this morning, she said, I thought of you the whole time I was gone, wishing you were here. And I said, I was wishing I was there too. But I don't ride anymore, so that wasn't going to happen. She had a good time. She rode up by herself or over by herself, or was going to, but her husband went and rode with her, rode behind or beside her, you know. And then he just dropped her off with her ladies and then went on and stayed at a different hotel. So she didn't feel like he was standing over her shoulder. So she really had a good time. All right, let's get with this and get these done. So it needs to be get me some vintage photo here and etch these up real quick. Vintage photo will not show up on this dark red. Excuse me. So I'm using Acorn archival ink. And I'm not being real careful, as you can see. It's all right, doesn't matter. Just need a little color on there. Same thing here. Oops, almost got that upside down. I would have been having a fit about that. I like the way this yellow looks against the red. I don't mind if it hangs over a little bit. It's not a big deal. I'll tone that white down a little bit. Put that down just a little ways. So now this is pretty much how I want it. So I'm going to find a paper clip and stick it on here, and then get my glue. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this down, glue on the back of here as far down as I can. Stick that. Do the same thing with the next piece. Put it down, do the next piece. This way I've got it where I want it to be, and I don't have to continually wonder, okay, now is that where I really wanted that? Now, I usually take the top one off and lay it aside, and then go back and do the rest of it, the part that I didn't glue yet on this side. And that way, you just get it where it needs to go. Unless you're real sloppy like I am sometimes. Now, I pretty well know how this one's supposed to go, so it's not a problem. I can just glue it down. Voila. Okay. Well, this didn't glue very well with that glue stick, so I'm just going to put a little glue in here to hold that. So now what I've done is I've taken a thin piece of book paper, folded it into thirds to make a nice backing, not too thick. Thanks, PM. I'll see you later. I'll go over and check things out as soon as I can. See what you've been doing. So there's that. Now I'm going to glue backing on. Figure out which is the front. And then I usually take a wet wipe and just sort of pat it on there to pick up that excess glue that's going to seep through that lace. And there, that one's done. Now, if I wanted to, I could go back later and maybe put a button on here, which I might do, or one right here, but probably I'd put it up here so that it will look a little offset. And that one's done. I can lay it aside. Okay, so now I'm going to do this one a little quicker, since you saw how that one went. Here we go. I like this acorn color. If I have something that needs it a little bit darker than vintage, I use this, and I do like it. Now, if I wanted, I could go along and glue this as I go, which with this piece I can, because it's only going to go in one place. It's not like I have to figure it out. So I can go ahead and glue it down. It's just going pretty much in the middle. Then these two pieces. Uh-oh, I think I used the wrong one. You hear Bella, or hear Cammie squeaking her toy over on the steps? What are you doing, Cammie? What you doing? I'll put that one up a little higher. So I can take these two and glue them. So anyway, I think these are a lot of fun to make, and they're kind of easy because usually I lay out, if I'm making regular clusters, I lay them out. I lay the base pieces out all over the table, as many as I could fit. And then I'll do another layer, and then I'll do another layer, just like I'm doing here. And then when I'm done, I'm all done with all of them. Bella is the older puppy. She's, oh, how old is she now? Going on 4, I think. 3.5, going on 4. And then Cammie's the newer puppy. She was 2 months old in January. This is May, so she's like 7 months old now. And boy, is she a handful. So they're up there scampering around. I hear them playing. Guess they had their nap and now they're ready to play. Oh, the other thing is, if I were doing these like as a set, maybe I had put a different something here, but they looked the same. I would do them like this on a 2-page spread, and the lace on this one would go on this side, so I'd have lace on both edges. But these are going in different books, so it doesn't matter, really. Oh, I forgot to do my edge. That's what happens when I'm talking. That's all right. Been there, done that. Okay, so those are done. I'm liking the way they look. So I'll show you. So when they're in the book, let's find a page. It would go like this. On the edge of the page. And then there's still plenty of room to write around it. And if you did one this way, you could turn your picture and use it as a belly band. So, it works either way. So it's basically just a big cluster. All right. I hope y'all aren't getting bored to death. But this is what it takes. Get it done. Get her done. Oh, Queen Bee, I have two miniature schnauzers. They're both as cute as they could be, in my opinion. Of course, ask me that in the middle of the night whenever they want to go out, which isn't often, but sometimes. I wouldn't mind it so bad, but it wakes my husband up. He needs his sleep more than I do. So when one of them gets up, everybody wakes up. They keep me company, though. Sometimes more than is necessary. I love them. Okay, there's that base. You might not be able to see the difference it makes when you ink the edges, but it makes a lot of difference when you're looking at them up close, not on the camera. But this is something you can do when you don't have to think too hard about it, unless you make yourself crazy trying to figure it out. But a lot of times you can just pull a bunch of stuff and start piling it up and see how it looks. If it doesn't look right, pull it off and pile something else on there. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for stopping by. I heard you've been busy. I hope you made some money. At your yard sale. Bye, Kathy. I missed her. She's probably gone already. Yeah, I think I'll definitely go back and maybe put some buttons on these. I think those would be cute. There's plenty of places they would look nice. Pop out a little bit. Now, just the fact that I'm using the same lace on these, and they'll be in different parts of the books. Uh-oh, I forgot something. It'll be all right. And we'll be in different parts of the books. We'll kind of, draw things together and make them look more cohesive throughout the book. So that's another reason to make things in the same style. And that's the reason I'm not using cartoon looking scarecrows, because that's just not the style of this book. They might be cute on their own, but they just wouldn't go with what's in, with the other things in the book. So I won't do that. We'll just do without a scarecrow. I didn't put this piece in, but that's okay. I didn't need it, I guess. Okay. Oop. I'm going to hurry through these so it doesn't get so boring. Oh, no. Oh. What makes it even worse, Lisa, is that then you still have all this stuff sitting there. And you're like, what do I do? Do I get rid of this stuff? Do I save it for another sale? Now I got to pack it all up and get it out of the way. Last big yard sale we had, everything that was left, we just loaded up and took to Goodwill. And I was so happy. I didn't even care if I didn't sell it. Just wanted to get rid of it. Sometimes you get to that point and you're like, just get it out of here. Hi, Amelia. Did you just come in or did I miss you again? Okay. Where's the right side up? Sometimes I'll also take fun foam that comes in the little packages and back the top item with a piece of fun foam so it sticks up. So like on this one, I would have used, I still would have put the black behind it, but then I would have put another piece of black fun foam underneath that to make it stand up. But these definitely need buttons, I think. I'll do that later. Two more. Oh. Hurry up. And this might be all I do for these journals because that'll be one in each signature. And if I decide I want another one more, I'll do the other 6. And oh wait, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Be 2 in each signature. 2, 4, 6. Let's see. 1, 2. Nope, that's not right. 1 in each signature in 2 journals. That's it. Oh my. And then I can always go back and put more if I want more. They're already starting to get full and I have a lot to do still. So it just depends. Hi puppies. What are you doing? Tammy, what are you doing is the question. You're the troublemaker. I like the way that looks. The black with the 2 greens. I love this green. It's my favorite green. And I'm out of that color green paint. I got to get some before I do any more jelly stuff. So even if you're using, you can do this even if you're using smaller scraps. Just put more on there, spread them out more. See, if I just put this in the middle, it would just be like this big. This black piece would go like from here. So I moved it up. I'm moving this one down. It makes it go for the whole area and makes it look fuller and a little bit more fancy, I guess is the word I want to use. I like that. I like those colors. I have these little buttons that are on a piece of fabric. I could put 3 of them right here. That'll be real cute. Now I really should make some of these on the other side, which, so they'll be on the other edge, the other side of the page. Okay. One more. Now these can be used as tags. You can actually take one of these and glue it onto a tag and you're all done. So where are those tags? So like if I took one of these, which these are cut to be tags, made this a little bit shorter, you know, depends, or you can leave it like that, whichever, or make a longer tag. But you could, and then you'd have a finished. This would be good color because it matches the radishes, and you'd have a finished piece. Put a tab. So you can do different things with them. I just want to tack this down so I can get a hold of it better. Excuse me. All right. Yeah, and it works great, doesn't it? I really like doing it when I have a lot of things to do that are similar designs, similar styles. Well, I did that with a while back. I was working on all those journals like this, and they were all made similar, had different themes, but I worked on them. You know, I made all the covers, then I made all the pages, then I made all the inside. So it just, to me, it goes a lot easier, and you're kind of in that mode, so you come up with a lot more ideas. Well, at least I do, for some reason. And I got to see a little bit of the string this morning. It was enjoyable. Whoops. know that looks like I'm leaving an awful lot of blank space, but I'm going to put buttons up there, so need space. And I guess I'll do this 2. Okay, now those are done. So clear space. Close this glue. I also want to do some stenciling, I think. Come on, everybody, get out of the way. Get out of the way. Clear the decks. Oops. Okay, now I still have all these other ones left that I can use later or use for something different. So I'll stick them over here. I like them. Okay. Now I have all these little piles of things up here to use. I'm not moving them. They're going to stay where they are because I'm tired of moving them. So if they just stay there, they'll be available. Okay. Now, I'm not sure which one of these. I think maybe this one I've worked. Nope, it's the other one. This one I've worked in more. And I probably should wipe my hands. Bye, Lisa. Oh, that's getting in her recliner. Oh, I hope you feel better, Malia. Headaches are the pits. So I started working on this one. I just sort of started just putting things where they're going to go. So I have this nice little pocket here. This is not the Tim Holtz one. This one I got from, oh dear. I'll have to think of it. But they laser cut them. And I got 3 different colors. I really like them. They're bigger. I got the Tim Holtz one thinking I was going to really like it, but it's so small compared to these. So I just started randomly placing some things. Here's my farmer. Look. So I have to go back and add some more stuff, figure out where things are going to go. Okay, so this is the first. See, now this paper is a little bit thin, so this would be an excellent place to put one of these because it kind of beefs up the page a little bit and you have more of a tendency to turn it using this instead of tearing the paper. So I'm going to go ahead and put one here, and I'm going to use this glue because it's thicker, and it will hold this a little bit better. Excuse me. Even though this other paper is thin, it will hold it better, in my opinion. Plus I have this lace here, so. Now you can make this into a pocket or a tuck spot. I don't really do that very often for some reason, probably because I already have so many. I usually have so many pockets already. And that's how it goes. So, like I said, I started putting in some pockets and what have you, some half-finished tags. Let's see, I guess I could quit looking through this one because I'm going to put in the next one. I have some little things like I got one of these in each book. It's just a flip, waterfall flip or whatever it's called. There'll be one of those in each book. There's a few things that are duplicated. And I have this little rooster pocket. And there's a pocket here, a pocket here. And they both have an envelope, a big envelope. I don't know if it's going to stay in there, but that's where it is for now. Well, I'm still in the second. I try to disperse the interesting stuff so that it's not all in one spot. Makes it a little bit more interesting, I think. Still in the second one. I'll just do it on here. Okay. So that one's sticking out on this side. And I don't have to put it in the center. You know, I could put it off-centered if I want to. Anything different always makes it more interesting, I think. See, I've used this twice, and I don't really like that they're right there together. So something needs to be changed somewhere. And I have this in both of them, little tuck pockets. Now we got to put one in this one. Yep, just a balancing act. Pretty much everything is. I already got that in this book. Oh, that's where it's supposed to be. I'm losing track. I'm looking for right side. Here's some handmade paper I put in here. That looks like a good place. Okay. So, it's getting there. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for coming by. I have to have another drink of water. Sorry. Okay, now I haven't done as much in this one, so I'm going to work in here for a little bit. I'm not ready to put these in yet because I haven't got the other things in place. And I forgot what I did with this. Let's see. Where was I using these? It's pretty bad when you forget an idea from one day to the next and have to go look for it so you know what to do. Oh, that's for my... Okay, I know what that is. Let's do that first, I guess. So here's this one's. Isn't that cute with a little bottle? I forgot I even had that. I had the stamp, and I forgot I had it. I was happy to find that. Okay, where is it? Here it is. So this is one of those little flips that goes to something else. And I don't know how most people do it, but this is how I did this one. So rounded my corners. These are cut. Let's see. These are, let me figure it out how I do it. This is 7.5 inches by 4 for the first layer, the back layer. And then it's 6 inches by 4, 5 inches by 4, 4.5 inches by 4, and 4 inches by 4. And then I cut these. These are 1 inch scored in the middle and folded, and they're 4 inches wide. And they're going to be the hinges. So let me go ahead and do this. I'm rounding the bottom edges just because I like it that way. And these are all in that paper pack, so they all coordinate pretty well. And the ones that need it, I'm going to edge real quick, ink real quick. I used to do that, Anne. We'd put a little sticker note on them that said, said something. Mine always said, "You're the winner. This is for you. Please take it." Because people don't always know, and some people won't, you know, unless you tell them to. Excuse me. All right, so this is how I do it. Put the hinge on the bottom one first and go from the bottom up and just square it up at the top edge and on the ends, just like that. Put glue on the front of the hinge. Put the next paper on it, the next bigger size, and you can either line it up just in your hand, or you can even lay it out flat, and it goes pretty close together. Okay, and make sure it's straight on the sides, that it's even. Take the next one. And you can do it either way. You can glue this, you can glue the hinge to here and then put the piece on the top, or you can glue this to the next piece and then glue it to the rest of it. Either way, it doesn't matter. But you glue it so that the folded edge is at the top. It's really easy. Then you could put pockets or whatever you want to put on there. I haven't decided what I'm going to put yet. Okay. And you just keep doing that for however many you want to have there. And you can change your size, you know, you can change the size, the distance here just by, you know, I could just make it a 1/2 inch smaller and get twice as many flips. instead of making most of them are an inch smaller than the previous one, an inch shorter. Yay! Inspiration! Inspiration is great. And then nothing ever turns out the same. That's what I like about it. And you can get inspired by the silliest things that end up being a great project. I'm real excited to figure out the pop-ups for these, because I think it'll be real cute to have a little farm pop-up. So I made the, excuse me, excuse me. I made the other little pocket thing that I showed a while ago. I don't know where it is in here. Here, this one. I made this. And then I took the scraps, the same scraps, and made this so it matches pretty well. So just make sure everything's squared and even on the sides. Press that down really good. Then I have a playing card. It has a little, looks to me like a farmhouse. With a truck and an old car in the driveway. It's not a farmhouse, but there's, I don't know, it just looks farmy to me. So it's what I use. Looks like a fishing lodge or something. Better use this. Bye, Dorothy. Thanks for coming. Well, be sure you take pictures, Ann, so we can see them. And this is going on here, just to give it something not so plain. And now I flip my page over and I don't know where it was. Why do I do that? Well, you can go wherever I want. I think I want it to go right there. I think I do. Oops, it's 6 o'clock. I didn't even realize. So I guess I'm going to say goodbye. I really appreciate all of you coming and visiting and chatting on your Sunday afternoon or evening, or 8 o'clock in the morning, or whatever time it is. And I hope you come back next week and see me again. Sundays are fun. Get to see all these streams and see all your friends. Get inspired. And I don't know, I guess Mary's coming on. I didn't hear contrary to that. So she might be on right now. She might be starting right now. So I'm going to say goodbye and thank you for coming. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.
pattern.